About to go to the store. You want something?
You just woke me up. Took to go to the store?
Yeah.
Oh, you dead ass?
Oh, change your face, bro. Why you look like that? Come on, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
You always wild cranky when you wake up, bro.
Bro, get out my fucking room.
I'm offering you something from the store.
Why you cracking me like that, bro? Nigga, I do not want nothing from the store, bro. You just woke me up. Niggas just sleep about to spill on you. Where my mother, you violated, bro. I'm comfy, my nigga. You gonna wake me up? That's mad disrespectful, bro. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about the store. Only thing I give a fuck about my sleep. Bro, stop hitting me, bro. I don't give a fuck about the store. What you not understanding, my nigga? Get that to your fucking big ass head, nigga. I was asleep, nigga, catching Z's, nigga. Snoring, nigga. They was fucking and sucking in my dream, nigga. I was playing basketball with Ice Spice in Mexico, nigga. That shit don't even make sense, nigga. But it was happening, nigga. And you ruined it, nigga.
Bro, just go back to sleep, bro.
I can't, my nigga. You woke me up.
What?
There is a most.
What makes this different?
There.
About to go to the store. You want something?
You just woke me up. Took to go to the store?
There is a most uncomfortable.
What? About to go to the store. You want something?
You just woke me up. Took to go to the store?
Yeah.
Oh, you dead ass?
Oh, change your face, bro. Why you look like that? Come on, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
You always wild cranky when you wake up, bro.
Bro, get out my fucking room.
I'm offering you something from the store.
Why you cracking me like that, bro? Nigga, I do not want nothing from the store, bro. You just...
Section. Don't try to just wrap it all around the cylinder at the same time. Literally take your time with this, and that's what I'm going to learn. And I'm literally struggling here. I mean, I'm in and out of this garbage can like crazy. You're going to see it here in a second. But the struggle, my friends, is real. So let me know in the comments how dumb I look right now. This is a lot harder than you think. So at this point, I'm pretty much in panic mode, and I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a huge fail. We're not going to even get this reflective stuff around the can on the inside. So I'm panicking. I'm trying everything. And then I realize, you know what? Let's just cut it. Let's do sections. I can always go back and tape it later. So, yeah, that's how we went about it, man. Comments are going to be like, why are you climbing that trash can a little further, Joe? You're nothing but garbage.
Hello, and welcome to another episode.
This actually is working. Getting way back in there.
You want smart. Just trying to stick it out. Touch it.
No, tell him.
Touch it,
It's not
Samir.
fun.
Touch it. Touch it. I know what it feels like when it's. I got one. I know what it feels like when it's too cool.
We.
Next time. Next thing baby girl, said mama.
Dude, you need to see this. Temu is doing a $0 event right now. I'm not kidding. Everything that's happening says $0. This one looks so good. And this one too. Even this, $0. Just
Screen record, do whatever you gotta do. Y'all get this video. Make sure it is saved. There's this TikToker who goes by the name of J Megan, and she went in. I'm talking about she do a lot of research. She do a lot of investigating. We still gonna keep everything all alleged, but the video is nowhere to be found. I found the video because somebody else is reacting to it, and I want y'all to get it, save it, because obviously she's on to something because it's scrubbed from her page. They ain't on her page. So I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to just let it ride out. I believe she's saying something important. I want y'all to listen to how she mixed Tatum into some big wigs. And she got some important people in here. I'm telling you. I believe she said something that she wasn't supposed to say, and she had to take it off her page. Check it out, y'all.
Before I dive into this video, I want y'all to go follow J Megan. She's been on this Nolan Wells case since the beginning, and she's very great in finding details, discrepancies, lies. She's very well diverse in connecting the dots. She knows exactly how to do it. She has time for the research. She goes in depth with it. And I want you all to, and I'm going to shorten the video, so if you really want to go see the entirety of the video,
look what somebody said. They took this off of her page. Oh, really? That's why I said this video is important. It's very important, y'all. I'm telling you, this joint is important.
Go to J Megan's page, and you can find it. But I'm going to bring something, I'm going to kind of make it kind of short, and watch to the end. And it's gonna surprise you. It's gonna be a bombshell.
It's a bombshell.
And now you will understand.
It's a bombshell, y'all.
Tatum is so connected to this case. It's a bombshell. It's a doozy. Watch it.
Now wait a minute. So Warren already had a boat hooked up when he woke up that morning. I'm assuming that had to be the Triton that was hooked up, right? Then he said that Wyatt went and put his smaller boat, the Palm Beach, into the water. Then Warren said that he was the one who drove the Palm Beach to their friend's dock, assuming that Wyatt drove the Triton to the dock and Bart drove his own boat to that dock. Who drove the Palm Beach out to the water then? Because he said that he got a ride in with Bart, even though at one point during the interview he said all of his stuff was on the Palm Beach. So it sounds to me like Warren was the one driving the Palm Beach. I'm also like, what parent would let their kid, who's obviously going off to party, take two of their boats and let their drunk friends drive? Like, it isn't making sense to me. I mean, maybe these parents are just shitty parents and irresponsible. Then he also said that he contacted Bart that morning to see if he could come. And Bart was like, yeah, I can give all your friends a ride, blah, blah, blah. According to him, there were 10-ish people, 15 people on that boat. So where were those people originally supposed to ride in on? They'd been planning it for weeks. They were excited about it. Why did Bart have to suddenly step in and take all these people? And remember, Bart said that his dad had canceled going out on the boat that day, so he could do it. Something's not adding up here. I think there was an adult somewhere in this mix. It would also explain how they all thought quickly on their feet with the sea tow. I wouldn't be surprised if an adult didn't come out there and just go off with other adults that were also on Horn Island and let the kids hang out with the boats. Here's where things are going to get interesting, folks. There are more GPS coordinates in the report than what we have seen publicly. I'm going to play you a clip from the interview, but remember, at 5:30 is when they started picking up regular speed, all right? Right here, 5:25, speed miles, 30 to 35 knots. So here we go.
Signed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it. And I went back to my buddy's house and we ate and, napped for a little bit. It was a long day at dawn.
You heard him. He said that they took off going 40 miles an hour, and they didn't go to his buddy's grandparents' house, but they went to Fort Bayou to go do a plug thing. Except right here, 5:44, vessel arrives at El Camino Road. 8 minutes later, then it departs from El Camino Road and headed east into Fort Bayou. So right there we have a lie. The boat did stop before going into Fort Bayou. 6 minutes later, it comes back to El Camino Road. The vessel departed El Camino Road half an hour later, headed southwest to St. Martin Bayou, and then turned southeast into Biloxi Bay Bridge. Then they went back to the Bayou Boat Launch. Then the boat was taken to Cardinal Lane, which was Wyatt's residence. Now, because I am an absolute genius, I was able to find it. This was where they left and where they came back that day. Then came back several times. Now, first off, why aren't we seeing footage of them returning that day? We know that Nolan was with them when they left. So why do they have the security cams from that morning, but not that night? Whose grandparents lived there? Jack Spatalo, whose family owned the pharmacy. It goes back deeper than that because George Spatalo Sr., which is Jack's great-grandfather who is deceased, as it turns out, his great-grandfather was appointed and served on the staff of Mississippi Governor Cliff Finch. As you can see, I've confirmed Jack's relation to it. And as it turns out, Cliff Finch, well, he was in the Mississippi House of Representatives from 1960 to 1964 and supported racial segregation and backed the racist governor, to preserve segregation in the state. The federal grand jury conducted a 3-year-long investigation into his administration and several state agencies, and they were all accused of corruption and mismanagement. Finch was never found guilty himself, but some of his aides and appointees were indicted. And those sort of political connections seem to trickle down through the generations, so now we know why the governor got involved. And I started looking into the lawyer that's handling the defamation case from the Bart family. So from 2015 to 2018, he was state director of Americans for Prosperity. Then in 2018 to 2020, he was vice president of Stand Together while being vice president of Americans for Prosperity. Stand Together is a Charles Koch nonprofit, and Americans for Prosperity is a libertarian conservative political advocacy group affiliated with Charles Koch and David Koch. And if you don't know who the Koch brothers are, they're fucking evil. Guess who's one of the major funders for Turning Point USA? The major donors for the Koch brothers also are primary financial pillars for Turning Point USA, specifically their campus operations. And guess who used to serve as the director of urban engagement?
Rush to sue the other driver after a car accident. There may be a much smarter way to get paid a much larger settlement without going to court or paying huge legal fees up front. If you've been in a car accident within the past year, even if you were only a passenger, you could still qualify for a major cash payout. While many people are stuck dealing with insurance.
Did she cook or what? Now, I know she was talking really, really fast, but I want you to listen and pause it. Listen and pause it. Screen record it. She just dropped that. I seen another YouTube content creator who goes by the name of Tisa Tells. She reacted to it, and I seen it. I went back to her page, and it was scrubbed off. She is ruffling feathers. She even got a breakdown of the whole timeline with other information. She does a deep dive into Nolan Wells case, y'all. Not saying that anything is facts either. We still going to keep it all alleged. But she had to say something to piss the people off. And you see how she put Officer Tatum in there? How he knows some? I'm telling you, bro. Ain't no way he just coming out like that and going as hard as he is. These people know each other. They connected when that boy Tristan was on that couch and he said, "Oh, y'all don't know who y'all fucking with. These people are tight knit. Oh, they tight knit, all right. This is serious business right here. Y'all make sure y'all share this. If you couldn't screen record it, somebody will. Make sure you share this. Make sure you hype this video up to get this out there in the algorithm because she said something that's going to be very, very important because why in the hell would she get it off of her TikTok? There's another TikTok user. She been having to speak in codes and shit because they've been taking her videos down. These people are running and we are catching up to them. All I'm saying is we need to get all this information together and we need to analyze it. We're not jumping to no conclusions or nothing like that. We're not accusing nobody of anything. What we're going to do is get justice for Nolan Wells. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all go follow her on TikTok as well. Her TikTok is J Megan Nerdy Pink Panda 1. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with her because she doing some deep dives over there, bro. And I think this information that she come with it, something's going to be valuable. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. Gone, y'all.
Boy, I just thought you was one of them odds, nigga. Get what happened last night? I'm them folks shot 33 times on the block last night. Got how many times I got hit? I mean, damn near 33 times, nigga. No cap, nigga, swear to God.
But you happy about it, though?
Yeah.
Why are you so happy about it?
I'm the main op, nigga. They intentionally trying to shoot me, nigga.
They intentionally tried to kill you,
Man, nigga, I'm the gangster on the block,
And the
nigga.
gangster shot you, nigga.
Oh, that me did.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm finna ready to go to jail next, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta complete my street resume, nigga. I got shot. I'm finna go to jail.
How you bullshit?
Where you going, B? Damn, you wanna buy me something? I just spent all my money last night on the whole nigga just for her not to even let me fuck. But she like me though. What you mean?
You just spent your money on it.
And she like me though.
How much you spend on it?
$3,000, nigga.
You
Straight.
spent $3K on. Talking about she like.
And she
She
did.
that you.
She didn't. But it's cool though. I still spent that money on her though. She gonna, I'm a trick, nigga. You know
What she get? What you get in return?
Shit, nigga.
I know
that.
that.
Be my trick. Come on, we finna go to the show, bro.
I ain't finna be no nigga money.
The trick, somebody. You got the game.
Don't worry about it, gang.
I'ma just wait on this new money until you say no more. This your best album. Fuck you. And you go from you trying. Damn! Boy, I just thought you was one of them odds, nigga. Get what happened last night? I'm them folks shot 33 times on the block last night. Got how many times I got hit? I mean,
Two places I ain't never going back to, nigga. Let's jail, bro. And I ain't gonna never forget them long nights posted up in the store. I used to talk shit about jewelry, but deep down I really wanted to change. And yeah, I love my city, but deep down I really needed a change. Told y'all niggas I would take off, and I had to stay asleep, we try to wake up. And all them hoes that left me on red, you dead. Can't try to link up. I won't forget to them BBs, cause I trip every day with no BB. And YouTube is the only way that never motherfucker ever see me. I keep a bag of this, you keep a bag of the nothing. Before they came with a switch, I cut your ass if you pissing me off, little nigga. Don't get mad cause your bitch family, they get ain't cool. You gon' fuck around and she gon' be the reason you gon' wind up smooth, little nigga.
This is so beautiful. Watch this.
No matter how bad you've been, no matter how many sins you've committed, God loves you. I could talk all evening just on that. And God is not only a God of judgment, but He's a God of love, but He's also a God of mercy and forgiveness. He wants to forgive you. He offers His hand of mercy to every one of you that are willing to open your heart and receive Him into your heart. You know the 10 Commandments? Have you ever broken one of them? If you've broken one of them one time, You've broken them all.
I am addicted to the...
Ya Allah, give long life to everyone who sees this video, not of it. Heal the illnesses of people who subscribe and lift their illnesses. Expand your fortune for everyone who likes and shares this video. May every prayer and kindness that we intend be a blessing for all of us. Amen. Ya Allah, give long life to everyone who sees this video, not of it. Heal the illnesses of people who subscribe and lift their illnesses. There's a God that made...
Two places I ain't never going.
I'm Taco.
I'm Jarritos. We've been best friends for...
70.
Where's your diaper at? So we put a paper on it. I gotta get you some more Pampers. I only got one left. Did you get burned? What's that, bro? How did you get burned? Where's your bleeding from? You made a back sneaky butt.
Tobacco University video. If you're growing plants outdoors, how do we kind of work on that progression from the vegetative to the flowering stage? What are some things we need to keep in mind? And what are some considerations we should be making? Will all be presented here on this video lecture. All right, let's get into outdoor natural progression of cannabis from vegetative to flowering phases. So first off, we have to consider the photoperiod, which also comes from just the natural sunlight. With outdoor growers, plants will flower based on the duration of the sun that naturally changes with the seasons. In midsummer, when days become shorter than 12 hours, is when photoperiods and varieties will start to flower, regardless of the plant's age. However, be mindful of any light pollution on the plants, which can include, but not limited to, garden lights, street lights, or various spotlights that might offset the plant's natural perception of the photoperiod. And timing is key. So with outdoor growing, there are a set of conditions that growers need to plan accordingly. The calendar will dictate the photoperiod and also the typical weather to be expected. So both play an important role in cannabis plant morphology development. So we want to make sure our timing is spot on and everything looks nice and good. Because if we're off, it definitely starts to look very awkward. Now that calendar, so photoperiod dependent varieties will go into flower based on the photoperiod, so the timing of the plants needs to be based on day length. That's timing based on when you choose to plant them. Autoflowers may not be impacted by the day length, but there's also the growing season for many areas which is shorter than those that have a winter season, so keep that in mind. Even though autoflowers will just flower after X number of days old, we want to make sure we're maximizing favorable plant environmental conditions based on the season and timing of the year. Timing is important for outdoor growers as it's centered around their chosen planting date. That's how you can modify what the plants will be exposed to. So when we're looking at photoperiod dependence, we want to take a look at the calendar. Growers should look at duration of time that has over 12 hours of sunlight and when the critical day length occurs. Planting should occur to ensure that there's enough time for the vegetative growth of the plants to support quality bud production. And a lot of this depends on your degree of latitude. So you want to be planting too late in the season and only allowing plants to go through veg phase for a very short period of time keep that in mind. Look at the calendar. When should your planting date be? Now, auto-flowering plants, well, they may not change to flower production based on the photo period, but there are other factors considered to maximize their plant production. Providing plants with longer days can help increase plant efficiency, so this needs to be taken into consideration, along with the local weather patterns to get the optimal growing conditions. So while planting height is in part determined by the actual variety being grown, it can also be influenced by the timing of the plant. While a bigger plant can theoretically at least produce more yield, a tall plant can be more likely to become wind damaged late in the season. This is common in areas near coastlines that may get tropical storms or hurricanes. So again, take that into consideration as well. Lastly, speaking or kind of plant support structures. For outdoor production, plant supports are an option, but this may be more applicable to small growers. Also, the material used should be considered, as typically plants can get quite large and require strong supports, which is often used with metal rebar. It can also depend on your pruning style. If you're growing large-scale production, you may not be doing a lot of pruning. If you're growing a smaller operation outdoors, pruning might be an option. Screen of green might be another worth consideration. If you're laying out a bunch of trellis netting, allowing plants to grow up, to only keep them to maximize production per plant, but to also provide some physical support. So take these all options into consideration when growing cannabis plants outdoors.
Better buds? Well, it's all about pruning the right way. Today, I'll show you how topping, defoliation, and lollipopping can take your grow to the next level. Come on, but before we do, today's video is brought to you by Real Grow Lab. If you want to connect with the best growers from all over the world, get tips and tricks on how to grow the dankest plants possible, and not have to worry about the censorship you get from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Go check out realgrowlab.com. Get all kinds of great Grow Talk Q&A. Plus, see all the stuff YouTube won't let me show you in these videos. Sign up and join our growing community over at realgrowlab.com. Or download the app at the Apple or Android App Store. Now let's get back to today's video. Come on, High C, let's get into this one.
Okay. This goes against most of what you taught me about growing, because you always say we're trying to mimic nature.
Sure.
Pruning, lollipopping, all these new words to me. Okay? Is this what happens in nature?
You don't think an animal comes along and gnaws the top off of a plant every now and again?
And animals probably gnaw at the bottoms of plants too.
Yeah. Well, what do you think what happens when the plant gets the top gnawed off? It grows back, right? It's going to grow back. All that is signaling and hormones battling each other. It's super interesting.
Okay, so you changed my mind. First thing in the video.
Right.
Come on. All right, let's get into it. How can we take advantage of some of these pruning techniques?
Sure.
Bigger, better plants?
First one is topping. Okay, we all know, unless you're growing plants really close together, you know that they'll grow with one big dominant cola, one big dominant top. They call it the apical Murray stem, the top, the apex.
I've seen those pictures on Instagram, and it's like as big as their arms.
Yep. So that's one big bud. If that's what you're doing, if that plants really grow together, that might be what you want. For us, we're only growing a few plants, so I don't want one giant bud in the center. I want a bunch of buds all around. So it's a hormone battle is what it is. The apical Murray stem has auxins. I just think of A and A. The auxin's job is to grow that giant bud. It's just to grow that top.
Okay, the auxin production, I think you were telling me, happens towards the top of
in the top. Yep, and it's just continually, growing that top. There's things called cyanokinins. You don't have to know how to spell it, okay? But they are in the roots. And so when you cut the auxin factories off, when you cut the tops off, those cyanokinins become dominant, and the cyanokinins are responsible for branching. So what you get is you cut the factories off, you give the cyanokinins a time to make branches. And by the way, side branches, I think of it that way.
Okay.
But then the auxins take over, and you grow multiple big tops. That's how you shape the plants.
So by cutting that big cola opportunity off, it's not cutting the opportunity in general, it's just
redistributing, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and you're giving it a chance to do that. Now all the resources are going straight to that highway, and they're going right to that top. So we want to cut that highway, you want to cut that off.
Do a detour.
Yeah, that's going to make a bunch of different lanes.
And what's the advantage of having multiple budding sites over that one main budding site?
You know, you'll get more weight because yeah, I will say that overall you can get much more weight. It's also having one giant bud can be a problem. You've got things like bud mold. Yeah, I mean they're putting all your eggs in that one basket and growing some big giant bud. That's not the way that I've gotten my best yields. I've gotten my best yields by having 6 or 8 or 10, maybe 6 or 8 arms that have big branches that have a lot of bud on them.
I'm also thinking if I've got this one giant bud, the top of it is getting way different light than the bottom.
Said what?
Yep.
But if I've got them spread out,
Charge what?
they're all getting about the same.
Yep. That's why even if I have a giant bud,
Man, I asked you to do that shit weeks ago.
Sideways.
Okay.
You unplugged it.
More volume.
All right, so let's go into pruning.
Yeah, all right.
So, first of all, reasons.
I said, yeah, all right. Then you gonna ask me is it an issue?
Why in our
Well, if I would have said no, fuck you, then you would have sounded. Then it would have sounded like attitude. I said yes, okay. They are the only 2 words that I needed in the situation.
Because the leaves are
Yes, means I okay. What you know what yes and okay mean?
Why am I cutting off the factories?
It's not the Da Vinci Code.
It is. I wouldn't do this. There's times to do this, but if you defoliate right,
I do tell her yes, and I do tell her okay as well.
You don't really want to top plants in flower.
Only topping
in veg. Give them about a week before you go to flower. Remember, we were talking about those auctions, those tops, those factories. Give them a chance to grow up.
But defoliation you can do in flower as well as.
Yeah, and there is. You ever hear that Real Life book? Those guys are pretty famous. They call it swazzing or schwazzing, and they do it on day 1 and day 21. So the beginning of week 1 and the beginning of week 3.
Right as you put in the flower.
Yeah, and they're removing also a bunch of the foliage. And their concept, I just did this last night, by the way. I spent about 4 hours in my grow, and I'm like, I'm going for it. Their concept is the plant has a lot of stored energy. So by cutting off the leaves, you're giving it a stress response, and you're pushing it to push more energy towards those flowering sites. It will refoliate. It'll refoliate in about 5 or 7 days.
Yeah, those leaves will start coming back.
Yep. And the idea is it's a stress response, and then it's pushing a bunch of energy to those sites.
Okay, the other thing that I think of when I think about defoliating, I'm thinking about like airflow, microclimates. So for the health of the plant, it makes sense.
It's huge.
The other thing that you showed me, I'm just gonna move us on to the next thing.
Man, I gotta see. You said microclimate. Think about a leaf laying on another leaf.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They're both transpiring. They're both putting out water. You want to talk about prime time for some kind of mold or mildew? Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, the leaves towards the bottom of the plant. This is lollipopping?
Yeah, let's talk about that. That'd be the third thing, which would be, you can call it lollipopping, you can call it cleaning up the bottoms. Lollipopping is when you cut everything off the stem and just leave like a bud up at the top, just foliage up or plant material up at the top. And what you're really doing, the point I'd like to make, is that the plant only has a certain amount of energy in the roots. So you need to direct that energy. So as it's going up, all they call it larf, all that little stuff that's on the bottom, if that's not there by magic, that is taking resources as they're going up the branch. My dad was a plumber, so I think of these branches in terms of like plumbing pipe. A 1-inch plumbing pipe does about 35 gallons a minute. 2-inch pipe does about 140 gallons a minute.
Oh, much more than 70.
Yeah, it's not linear. So my point is, by cutting off all those little spaghetti, those little tiny buds, they're all robbing resources from you. Keep those nice big pipelines, and grow, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 nice colas.
So when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking as popping is intentionally creating a detour to spread them out to different branches.
This is the opposite. This is getting rid of any possible detours.
Yep.
To push it to where you want it to go.
Focusing the energy. Absolutely.
Okay, and then just for plant health reasons again, isn't there problems with allowing those leaves and branches at the lower third of the plant anyways?
Sure. I mean, there's different microbes, and don't forget, what are the microbes doing in the soil? They're decomposers, right? When that leaf falls on the soil, decomposes it, pulls nutrients out of it. Well, you don't want it doing that while it's on the stem. Think about how microbes can spread, and you don't want the leaf touching the soil because it's getting the wrong microbes and it's getting those decomposers. So just clean it up, and man, over definitely the first, I guess depends how big your plants are, but the first 6 inches of my plants, even if they're short and squat, I'm removing everything.
Hey, that is just what I do with my plants, but what about you? Have you got any pruning tips that I missed? Let me know in the comments. Come on, if you like this video, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this one with another grower you know, and check out the other couple of videos YouTube's recommended. I think I'll take them. I'm going to cover everything you need to know about harvesting cannabis plants to get the best yield and potency. From when to harvest to how to harvest, let's get into it. Hey, but before we do, today's video is brought to you by Real Grow Lab. If you want to connect with the best growers from all over the world, get tips and tricks on how to grow the dankest plants possible, and not have to worry about the censorship we get from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, go check out realgrowlab.com. Get all kinds of great Grow Talk Q&A, plus see all the stuff YouTube won't let me show you in these videos. Sign up and join our growing community over at realgrowlab.com, or download the app at the Apple or Android App Store. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, come on, I see you want to get into this? You want to some little fact from fiction here? You want to separate it? Yeah, and this is one of the things I think growers don't pay enough attention to because they've gone through their whole grow cycle. But this is really huge because you can mess everything up if you don't get this last part right.
Yes, well, what are we doing? We're trying to grow these terpenes and cannabinoids, and we just let them volatilize off into the air.
All right, so let's start with knowing when to harvest.
Sure.
Important thing.
Yeah, we're lucky because now we've got all these breeders giving us packs with instructions and harvest times. Just typically, though, we're talking indicas and sativas. Indicas are known for having shorter flowering times, 7, 8, 9 weeks. The pure sativas or sativas in general go a little bit longer, go 10, 11, 12 weeks.
Yeah, and that's one of the good things about growing from clone is you already know how long it's going to flower for. But you're saying now even the seeds, the breeders are kind of getting that down as well.
Yeah, it has a range, definitely, and it's great when you get a pack of seeds and everyone else's flowers in 60 days and you got one that does 47. That's the fun part about seeds,
Okay, so besides just kind of having the guesstimate of how long it's going to take, if I'm just looking at my plants, I know there's some grow science to it that I used to get told. Let me know the misconceptions.
Yeah, the pistils, and the pistils turn orange. When they turn from white to orange, that's when it's ready. Yeah, that's kind of, we can do better than that. Sure, that's telling you you're getting close to maturity, but that's not going to tell you when you want to really take for maximum potency. It's just telling you you're getting late in the flower.
Okay, so what do I want to be looking for?
Trichomes. You want to be looking for the color of the trichomes.
All right, and what do I want the color of the trichomes to be? Well, first of all, what are the trichomes?
Sorry. The trichomes are what holds the terpenes and cannabinoids. So those little, if you look, you'll see there's like a little ball on top of
a little white crystal-y looking.
Yeah, trying to not say shaft. All right, man. Anyway, that's what's filled with your cannabinoids and your terpenes. So if you break those by brushing up against it, then you're going to ruin all your volatilize, release all your cannabinoids and terpenes into the air. The same thing can happen if you cook it, if it's 90 degrees, or if you're drying it at 90 degrees, these things volatilize off into the air.
Okay, so I'm growing, looking at my plants, it's in my tent, I see all these trichomes. What am I looking for?
You are looking for the least white, milky white trichomes. Clear is how they start. you don't want to harvest when they're clear. You want to harvest when they're milky white at least. That's going to have the right concentration of the terpenes and cannabinoids in there. Cannabinoids are like THC and CBD, terpenes and quercetin and all that kind of stuff for flavor and edible effects.
And I've seen before, sometimes they start to kind of brown and yellow.
Yeah. Now that's typically if you ask an old timer or how I learned it was clear trichomes know when they get milky with a couple ambers in there. That means the ambers they died already. They've expired. The milky ones are where you want to get. So usually by the time most of them are milky trichomes, there's a couple amber ones, and that tells you did good. I will say, though, that if you're harvesting for extracts, which a lot of people are squeezing this stuff, you want to harvest a little bit earlier. I've heard of people, definitely when they're milky, no amber at all. I've heard people harvesting on the earlier side there, so heads up.
And that is for what?
Color. For the color. When they don't want those dark brown, they're dark tan extracts. They want that light color extract. And so you get a bunch of tan amber trichomes in there. Throws off the color. There is something about effect too. They say that once the trichomes get milky and amber, and this might be bro science too, but it's a little bit more of a sedative effect.
Ah, okay.
Very well might be bro science.
Let's talk equipment for harvesting. Sure. So besides a jeweler's loop to know when the trichomes are ready, what else are you going to need to have prepared when you get ready to harvest?
You're going to need some good scissors, that's for sure. And if you have friends come over, get 3 or 4 of these. I'd be rotating them, a little bit of alcohol. I usually have a half a dozen of these when I'm having a trim party. Keep in a little jar of alcohol, and take a paper towel, clean them up, and then get to work. These things work awesome. Fisters.
All right, what about gloves? Because every time I trim, I end up, my hands stink and they're sticky for like 3 days.
Yeah, we have some gloves, just for profile purposes. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can absolutely wear gloves if you want. How are you going to get all the hand hash on you that nobody will smoke except for me? Yeah, I mean, you'll see the trichome stick to your hands big time. If you're careful, my wife can trim and not get anything on her. But yeah, definitely gloves you can use. And a trim bin or something like that. Something to collect all the buds in. Maybe a 5-gallon bucket. I take 1 5-gallon bucket and just let the buds fall in there. I mean, I've got gallons and gallons of buds when I harvest. So, and then I'll take either a bowl or another 5-gallon bucket, and I'll just sit there and I'll trim over it. So I've got my trim that falls in one. I've got my finished buds that fall in the other.
Yeah, let's get back.
Okay.
I'm just cutting my plant.
Yes.
What am I going to do with that?
Yep. You are taking, I like to take the whole plant out if I can take it out of the container, or if I can just cut the very bottom of it off. So I have this entire plant intact. I bring it into the other room outside the grow, and I bring it and say, hey guys, got another plant here. And we'll grab, usually what I'll try to do is grab the biggest stems I can, give everybody a section. Because I'm in Colorado where it's so dry, probably 30% humidity in this room right now, I'm doing everything I can to slow down this drying. There's a lot of moisture in that stem. Yeah, so by leaving it on the stem, I am slowly releasing moisture into those buds. It just going to slow it down dramatically. So I like leaving it on as big of a hunk of the stem as possible.
All right, and cutting